Welcome, and hello. This is Total Spotfest. Well, I hope my allergies don't kick my butt. I've had like sandpaper in my throat all day. But I am JJ. That over there is Jamie. Below us, we have Mr. Austin Reddick, our East Coast in-ring correspondent. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us. How you boys doing this evening?
Doing well, man. I gotta say, JJ, I appreciate, like, I know your shirt says obligatory black pro wrestling shirt, but the cutoff at the bottom of your camera while you're sitting there makes it seem like it just says obligatory black pro.
Yeah. There's more to it, ladies and gentlemen.
There's more.
Don't come after us.
I did finally bust open my tub of Tiger's Blood Dubby this weekend.
Ooh!
Not only is it delicious,
so good.
It propelled me to athletic triumph. Powered by Dubby. So the gym we go to around the corner, they do like a charity event every year. They call it a Savage Race, and it's like you throw a sandbag 15 times, run a lap that's like 0.2 miles. You get to the next station, 50 push-ups, run a lap, so on and so forth, like 9 laps. It's a whole thing. And it was coming up, and I was like, I'm going to sign up for this just to see how I do. Because every once in a while, you just got to see what you're capable of. So I chugged my Dubby. I went out there, and I came in second place, which is rad. Except I finished 11 seconds in front of a 60-year-old woman who had to leave and get a Band-Aid for a scrape and still came back and almost caught me. But you don't apologize for almost winning, and Tiger's Blood Dubby propelled me to second place in the Savage Race. Go to w.gg, put your code Total Spotfest in for 10% off, and you as well can barely finish ahead of a 60-year-old woman in a race.
That's awesome. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I am obligated to say, not just obligated, to explain my my t-shirt inside of TikTok comments, because good call. Well, I am obligated to say as well too that W is our show sponsor. It is a not-for-profit sponsorship. We are not getting anything from them. They're not paid promotional anything for this particular show. Yeah, there's a whole section. I saw that on YouTube. There's a whole thing that you have to like either specify that stuff or else we get flagged. So I'm preventing us from getting flagged. Yes,
I appreciate it.
But no, they are good friends over at Dobby. Give them your business. I mean, yes, use our code for 10% off. Jamie, how was your week, buddy?
Weird. It's probably the best way to put it. I mean, work's work. Softball.
Weather sucks.
I'm coming up on my first official weekend off. I just have 2 weeks to go. I'm holding on 2 weekends. So you're
gonna be off Forbidden Door weekend.
Yeah. I wish. No, we play this weekend and next weekend. So then after that, we're off.
The week after Forbidden Door. Okay.
That's. I mean, at least Forbidden Door's on a Sunday, but still.
I know. I'm very grateful.
So what are you doing? And the answer better be goddamn nothing.
Probably go Home Depot, check out some flooring. I don't know if I'll have enough time.
Oh yeah, great reference.
I got skills.
Hey, that's how we do it. I
might not be able to put together a coherent sentence, but I can talk movie quotes.
One of these weeks, we need to bring back the try and figure out how many movie references Jamie drops in throughout a show.
Yeah, oh, yeah, it's been a minute.
It's been a while.
That's old. I love it.
Yeah, I am all for that. I have to check and see, because I know that the service that we use to do this stream, and everything, they added a new feature. They did an update recently, and they have now these widgets, and I haven't looked into it very much. But I hope there's like a widget where I can do like a counter, where we can like count on the screen as we go along.
Hell yeah, that'd be rad.
And we could count the hearts, because if we get up to a certain amount of hearts, Jake the Snake might come out. Jesse the Body Ventura might come out.
I mean, Mouth of the South is always nearby, and there is, of course, the obligatory Bubba Dudley that's looking in the winds.
Oh, good old Bumpa Dubby. Since we mentioned Bumpa Dubby over there, Chelsea is just like needlessly encouraging comments about Jade Cargill's wig slowly, like slightly coming off. Like he made it seem like the biggest deal in the world. He's like, and she worked through it and she did great. And like things like that will happen. Like it slid off slightly. She put it back on. And he made it seem like the most tragic thing that has happened to somebody. And she persevered somehow.
Let's bury Bully for a second here, because yeah, I saw those comments. I also saw them followed by the other comments he made this week about how he just doesn't understand John Moxley and the Death Riders, and he's given up all hope to try and understand it. It's like, why do you even bother commenting on anything besides WWE? Like, clicks, I know, but
that's it. It's grift.
Jesus Christ, man. You are the, hard to say this, you are the more suitable for a work Jim Cornette is what you're becoming.
You know, okay, so
I know that's a blow.
Hurt.
Yep.
Jim Cornette has a better mind for the business than Bumpa Dubby. Bumpa Dubby. I personally believe that.
I'll give it to it.
And if you can sift through the hatred, maybe the splash of racism there, he's pretty smart on occasion. Bumpa Dubby, he just says shit just to get ratings, and you know, I appreciate it though, because I see some dumb shit just for the ratings. So
of all of the talent in AEW, and there's a good handful, if he were to come out and say, I just don't understand them at all, I would get it. Orange Cassidy, not everyone gets Orange Cassidy. I love Orange Cassidy, but like I understand especially if you're coming from an old school pro wrestling mindset and you just refuse to understand the guy who puts his hands in his pockets and doesn't give a shit about anything. Okay. Darby even. Like, okay.
Leo Rush.
Okay, Leo, like I love but John Moxley,
I know you do.
Of everyone in AEW, that's the guy you just claim you don't understand is the most like old school pro wrestling guy in the entire company.
And the reason being, from somebody who came in through the Attitude Era too, is because they're not face, they're not heel, they're in this middle ground. Well, duh. That's what the whole roster of WWF was in the late 90s.
Yes. Bumpa Dubby, guy that got cheered for putting an 85-year-old woman through a table with a powerbomb. Doesn't understand not clearly defined face heel dynamics, apparently.
We got a message from one of our big time followers. I'm just Chill Guy. Hello.
What's up, Chill Guy?
Can we bring back the Lord? Say 2,500 likes.
This is a non-denominational podcast here. Okay. I mean, I did grow. My dad's a pastor. You know, Jamie is very religious as well, but this is a non-denominational podcast. I'm sorry, Chill Guy. You know,
I think they want you to call me Lord again. I don't know.
We had a wager, and I manned up to that wager.
You did,
as I did.
You did.
You know, I mean that's what you do.
It's a fair request, but also Jamie is not the current reigning defending champion.
He is not. That belt is there. That's not his belt.
Picks. That's my princess. That's my princess.
Yeah. Maybe in 2 weeks. Maybe in 2 weeks there could be. You know, but he ain't king right now.
I'm just gonna let you know. In 2 weeks, when I win it back, or if the princess holds it true, or even Austin Reddick, there will be a coronation ceremony if it's me. Just so we are all on the same page.
I'd be disappointed if there wasn't.
We figure so much.
Like,
you are nothing if not consistent, Jamie. Okay,
committed to the bit.
Thus the nature of the term. So.
Everything's a work. Everything's a work.
We're pulling all the hits here tonight. If this is your first time here, these are not the first times we have said these phrases. They are the bits. We do this every Wednesday, approximately 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. Please join us. Give us a follow. Oh, my phone's freaking out on me there. Sorry about that. Give us a follow. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a heart. We hope to see you guys back. Find us on them internets at Total Spotfest. Let's talk about wrestling. You want to talk about some wrestling?
Let's talk some wrestling.
There's a lot to talk about in the wrestling.
There's a lot to talk about. Now, I know past couple of weeks we've had some good praises for this. I thoroughly loved every second of tonight's Dynamite. I don't know about you boys. I felt like this. I mean, you know, counteract me if you don't think the same. But I thought tonight's Dynamite, even though it didn't have the best wrestling we've seen in the past few weeks, there was some good wrestling on the night.
I'll beg to differ. That Mercedes Hazuki match.
And time it got. I mean, overall, this is fantastic. And AEW does this, right? You know, their go homes might not be the truest go homes always, right? But the pre-go home seems to be their like sweet spot. Am I wrong with that, boys? Like the week before the go home is when they really go home.
Yeah, that's probably a fair assessment, because it seems more often than not, the second to last Dynamite before pay-per-view, you're like, well, we're set for the pay-per-view now. What are you going to do next week?
Yeah, I'll just sit here and wait.
I agree. I felt like this was more of a go home, because the last match of the night was like, so that is my only gripe of the entire show, is the main. The main's my only gripe.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we need this if we're going to see all these boys in a steel cage in 2 weeks? With a weird stipulation that didn't even come to fruition.
Okay, so the show opens with MJF and the O'Donnell's family. He announces his team: Kevin Knight, Kyle Fletcher, who Don referred to as the new Alpha, you know, in passing. Just threw that out there.
I love it.
Just boom. Jake Doyle, good on him. Good to see Jake there. Kazuchika, the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada, and a very hesitant Andrade El Idolo. Then they say, yes, that's going to be tonight's main event, is the 6 of them versus Briscoe's 6. And I was the same way, Jamie. I was like, why? Why?
It was the only thing that got me. Other than that, the show is magnifique.
So I'm going to try and make sense of this.
Okay.
Please do.
And not that there is a way to make this like particularly good or riveting. What it seems like to me is they started gearing up towards Forbidden Door. I think they probably ran into some visa issues. There was reports that WWE is running into visa issues. I think Mortos has been seeing visa issues. There's probably some visa issues that are stopping them from getting some of the outside talents, which kind of makes Forbidden Door itself less
weird.
Forbidden Door-y than it normally is.
Yeah.
On top of that, MJF hyperextended his knee against Roosh a few weeks ago.
Right.
I think they probably had a different plan for the Forbidden Door. They ran into visa issues. MJF's hurt, and they just scrambled, like, let's throw something together to just get to the main event of this pay-per-view.
Thank you, Clint.
Hey, Clint.
That's not necessarily to excuse what we're getting, because it's not like the most exciting shit, but I think it's just a situation where they're just making do.
And I don't have a problem with the 6-on-6, the steel cage match, the clusterfuck of the steel cage, right? You know, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, we want this.
I just wonder why you do it 2 weeks before the night you announce the teams. You do the same match, sans cage. Why?
Yeah. That was
this is when I wish I could do a Triple H voice. It'd be like 50-50 booking. You know, like it's kind of the feeling there.
What is Triple H's voice even like? Just kind of a grizzled voice. That's not.
No, I can't do it like that one guy. I can't think of his name, but that dude does like the best.
He does do a great
Chris Van Fleet
video I've ever heard.
You talk about the Chris Van Fleet video where he does like every wrestler.
Yeah.
Oh, that was. I've watched the thing like a dozen times. That's so good. So good.
Yeah.
His macho got me so hard too.
Okay, so
sorry.
If I could slightly pivot, just go with me here. Outside of Zack Sabre Jr., how in the hell is the Forbidden Door?
Starlight Kid. But that's it.
Give me a moment. I've been dying to see this girl on TV. Like American
dude, like the second it was announced, our group chat just blew up. Right? Yeah. Like I was at the fucking bar, and Jamie's like, ah! And he's like exploding in group chat. I mean, you got some I mean, Bandido's Mexican, so there's that.
Yeah, but he's not CMLL.
No.
Why is it Hechicero part of the six? The Salacious Six.
I'm assuming it's visa issues.
Visa issues.
I think that's the same reason we don't have Mystico on the show, because otherwise, why would you not have Mystico on the show?
Mystico needs to be here, and yeah, it's got to be visa.
Not that they can't throw something in last minute, but like, what are you going to do with it now?
In hindsight, and again, we are not political on the show in the least. Please don't give any political, but with kind of the administration that we have, and the kind of the what's going on with all the World Cup stuff going on here, right? Borders have been a little bit tighter, right? People have been making it makes sense in a manner of speaking when you really think about it. It's a bad timing to have the international cross promotion show. Really,
yeah. I would imagine the World Cup has a lot to do with it, because that's just a lot more
100%.
people that need visas come over here in the first place.
If it wasn't the World Cup, I don't think we'd have these visa issues. It's just there's so much. Like, our little wrestling show pales in comparison to the amount of people coming in and through the country for the World Cup.
That being said, nobody attending or playing in the World Cup is as important as Hechicero, so he should have been bumped to the front of the fucking line.
I can't disagree at all. Hechicero above all, and Mystico. And then after that, maybe,
somebody
Mio Yamashita, Maki Ito.
Somebody,
give me some Maki. I love me some Maki. She's my favorite.
But like we were talking about last week too, outside of like a Mystico or a Hechicero, who are both technically contracted to AEW in the first place,
that's true.
Who's out there that you really want to see come over? That's like gonna sell more pay-per-views than the people on the AEW roster.
I'm not gonna lie. I would like to see them to maybe not abandon but maybe take a little break next year from Forbidden Door, right? Like, maybe we don't need to have Forbidden Door every year, right?
I would like to see Forbidden Door hosted by New Japan or CMLL. I know they did the pay-per-view as like the second night of Wrestle Kingdom, and like they did, but rotate it around. Like, start sending AEW people out for a pay-per-view, because the sickos like this guy will tune in at like 3 a.m. on a weekend to watch whatever AEW talent are going to Mexico or Japan or something. Like, we will watch.
And Grand Slam Mexico City should be a pay-per-view, Jamie.
Without hesitation. That's what I was thinking. Like, if we're having all these visa issues, let's just hold it in Mexico.
I mean,
just hold it in Mexico.
I want to see next year's Forbidden Door is AEW invades soft ground wrestling in Africa. They would get my $50 for that for sure.
That would be amazing. That'd be amazing. So MJF announces his team a little bit later on, and we'll talk about the main event at the end of the night. But a little bit later on, right before the main event, Briscoe does announce his team. In case you are wondering, it's Orange Cassidy, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong. Ishii was beat up by Proto Okada. Woo! So he has to get replacements, and of course he gets replacements with Darby Allin for Jamie and Konosuke Takashita.
That was the best. This is from the Oriental land. It's like, oh man, come on, from the Oriental land.
And he pronounced it the way that everybody initially pronounced his name, because we're all white as fuck. It's just like, Konosuke.
Konosuke, take a shit up. Like,
hey, you can read. Dude. That's phonetic. All right.
So one thing that like confused me, going back to why would you do the 6-on-6 match tonight when without the cage you're doing it in 2 weeks? If you were going to have Ishii get jumped or hurt to where someone's got to replace him, why wouldn't you have that happen during the match and then introduce a replacement afterwards? So now it's a different combination of guys, even though it's like 9% the same in 2 weeks.
Okay, you use your logic potion for the evening. Okay, Austin.
I can't say it's not going to pop back up, but I'll try to keep it contained.
All right, we'll talk about that match here in a little bit. The first match of the night was actually Kenny Omega doing a surprisingly short match against Tony Nese. Not because anything. Was that?
I'm just welcoming in people that are coming into our live.
Sorry,
I'm trying to be thoughtful and thankful for people taking their time to watch us three idiots just do the best thing that we do.
I'm just trying to keep us going here. So,
or sorry, us two idiots and the guy, or sorry, the one idiot who's wearing the black obligatory I don't know shirt, and then the two wrestling fans.
You guys know I love this shirt. It gets pops every time I wear it out to any wrestling event. Not the best shirt to wear for this particular frame.
Kenny Omega. Everybody can see it. So
okay, all right. So no, your first match, Kenny Omega, yay, versus Tony Nese, and a surprisingly short. I mean, not because no offense, Tony Nese, but
love my wife.
Generally, they open with a little bit of banger, and this was fun, but short and to the point. It wasn't about that though. It was a boot. Surprise visit. Here comes TMDK. And immediately, Kenny exits the ring, goes up to the ramp, and is met by his boys, the Elite. And they have a couple little words there. This was fine and all. We don't need anything for Zack Sabre Jr., Kenny Omega. We got all we needed last week when they said, hey, he put a challenge, he accepted. Done.
Yeah.
We're good.
Owner alert. That's all I just need to put.
That's all there was. Then you do get a quick little video of the Dogs, who, if you didn't know, beat the Young Bucks on Saturday.
Good for them. They actually won something.
They won a few things. They beat the Guns a few weeks ago, and they beat the Bucks. So they show back up later in the show, and then you get Mox and Daniel Garcia throwing a random tag team challenge out there. We don't care. Give us a tag team. Here comes Bandido.
Yes,
hell
please.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
See them together. And Bandido gets the victory. A little bit later, backstage interview with them, and Bandido wants a shot at Mox's belt. To which Mox is like, buckle up, cowboy. I know we have Omega, Zack Sabre Jr. I know we have Swerve versus Will Ospreay, which, trust me, we're getting to as quickly as I can because we're spending time there. This low key kind of just popped me real hard. I was like, this match is gonna fuck. Like, it's gonna fuck real hard.
It's gonna be great, and I'm glad to see Bandido in this spot. I'm excited for the match. This was a time to get Forbidden Door with your booking, though, and have Mox defend the Continental Championship against literally anyone that doesn't work for the company.
Suji.
Yeah.
Suji.
Yeah. I saw them doing something on social media with Gabe Kidd calling out Suji. And if that ends up on Forbidden Door, that would turn around the lack of non-AEW folks on the show.
So yeah, speaking of Gabe Kidd, he made his return to New Japan and declared himself eligible for the G1 and called out Suji, which made my heart happy because Gabe Kidd, when they have not done a good job with him in AEW yet,
they haven't done.
And I think when he comes back from this round, he's going to be a man on fire, and I cannot wait for it. At least I hope.
I love Gabe Kidd. I don't know if I see him like getting a top guy kind of run in AEW.
Really?
Not the way he's. I think those two statements go together. Jamie's 100% correct. They have not done him right in AEW, right? They started to when they first brought him in kind of ancillary, right? He's kind of the enforcer. And as much as it pains me to say, because for the most part, they've done pretty good with a lot of stuff, but everything around the Dogs, even though they're now getting a modicum of a push, they haven't done anything right with them. Clark Connors is just a there to get a pin boy. Okay.
I love Clark Connors though. He can.
I do too.
Yeah,
That's my point. I love Clark Connors. Clark Connors was a wild child maniac over in Japan, and here he's just the guy who gets pinned every time, right? David Finlay has yet to wrestle a one-on-one match. Okay. And I feel like you're wasting some talent there. I know you have a loaded front end of your male singles picture. So where'd you put him? I get it. Right. And then Gabe is one of those future of wrestling guys. Right. But I feel like he needs to almost not step away, but kind of back away a little bit to come back in with a better full force, because he is one of the futures of wrestling, really, and I don't feel like they've done any of the three of them right at all.
So I mean, Gabe Kidd is phenomenal in the ring. I don't think Gabe Kidd is as interesting, like as a character, as like a dozen other guys in the company right now. And I think that's why I don't really see him getting and not even necessarily top guy, like he's going to win the AEW title someday. But I think that's why he is where he is. I don't think he's just, as a character, super interesting to the audience. Even in a way, like a guy like Zack Sabre Jr. coming in is just the bleached hair, the British accent. It's like, I think Gabe Kidd is just slightly missing something to really propel him to being a star on American wrestling television.
Which that's what I get at, Jamie, because I figure I say you can get that learnedness somewhere else, right? So we can bring him back in a different manner to give him that big push.
So what I think he is missing is a piece of AEW. And I think this is the piece that he needs in order to get the rub. And that is Jay White. I think Jay White is working on getting cleared. I think when he comes back, he needs to turn on the dogs and go with Jay White. And Jay White turns on the guns. And then you have basically three factions going at each other. I think that would do very well. And plus, you have somebody who's super interesting like Jay White giving Gabe Kidd a little bit of a rub, give him a TNT title run, or at least something of that nature, tag team title run with Jay White, something like that to get him going. So in the next 18 to 24 months, he is ready to be more because he's developed some kind of character. Because I do agree. He's bland. All he does is just bitch and moan, which I kind of dig. Because I mean, I'm an asshole, so I like it, but it's not for everybody.
Yeah, like I'm interested in everything he does on AEW TV. I enjoy it when he's in the ring wrestling and stuff. But yeah, he's a little bland. And if you're not just die hard into the wrestling aspect, like there's not much else there. He's also kind of the least entertaining member of the Dogs.
He comes out on all fours.
He pissed on a couch, boys.
Okay, that whole entrance was gold.
That was great.
First of all, that whole entrance was amazing. Clark fucked the couch, and then he came out and pissed on it, and then Dave came out just destroyed, just beat everything up. I mean, that whole thing was gloriousness.
So since he's bland, would you consider Gabe Kidd AEW's Cody Rhodes?
No.
He can wrestle, has zero personality, feels the same.
Cody has personality, it's just not great. Cody Rhodes has much better mic skills than.
Does he though?
Oh,
okay.
Yes.
I will fight that because he says the same shit every single time. It's just like, come on, man. Give me something different.
I mean, the content is irrelevant. It's the skills that are there.
That's the WWE way of doing things, though. You're going to repeat the same lines every time. You're probably going to talk about being the most dominant champion in WWE because that's in everyone's promo for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
I don't think that's an indictment on Cody Rhodes' ability to talk. I think that's just their production being like, yeah, just what do you want to talk about? Talk about your dad and your family and how you're the champion and get out of there.
His thing's the same fucking thing every single time. It drives me.
I mean,
nuts.
they're all that way.
Yeah.
Literally, Robin Reigns spent a year and a half where he only said the words "acknowledge me."
What do you want to talk about?
That's all he said
about Cody Rhodes. I'm bitching about Cody Rhodes.
Robin Reigns for a year and a half. All he said was the words "acknowledge me,"
and it got over
it
because
Oh, but he's bland. He's not bland, but Cody is because he said
The only problem with Cody Rhodes is they won't pull the trigger on turning him heel.
Yep,
that's a Cody problem too. Cody refuses to be heel for whatever fucking reason.
It blows my mind because I think he would be one of the most interesting top heels they've had in a while. He would actually be a heel. He would actually get booed, and not the when Roman Reigns was the heel champion, people were still cheering him anyway because like why
Jamie
not?
had the best character for him in his career 5 years ago, 4 years
in
ago.
AEW, Codelander.
The Codelander. It was like, and it was like as soon as you said it, like that's genius. That is
because he doesn't think he's bad. He's just doing bad things to protect his family, and because it's all he cares about, and that's all he talks about at all times.
It was dogs. There. He was halfway there. He just can't commit to it.
See, and I commit to the bit. I'm better than Cody Rhodes, guys. That's all there is to it.
Confirmed.
I might be way less, valuable, in assets.
Well, speaking of the dogs, so the dogs did, they had a promo. They're coming out to the ring. They had this shtick. They've been doing this shtick where they beat up some of the crew on their way out, right? Well, the crew was Adam Copeland and Christian Cage this time. So they go out, they beat them up, and then put the challenge out there to them. So at Forbidden Door, Cage and Copeland defending against the dogs. Okay.
Should be a good match.
Should be good. Ciampa shouts out Jericho again. There's that whole thing. They're gonna fight or meet face to face this Saturday. I don't know.
Just Tony, if you're listening, please don't put Ciampa versus Jericho on Forbidden Door.
Please don't.
Just give me Dynamite. I'll be happy.
0 hour at most.
Yeah,
at most.
No DQ. Have Ciampa use the steel stairs and squish Jericho's head. He's out off TV for the next 18 months again. Please.
Yeah, that's a great Dynamite after Forbidden Door match, but like this pay-per-view that is already missing the talent that normally makes Forbidden Door a thing, like does not need the most. This could be a Dynamite match of all time.
It's weird because as soon as we get this match, you're getting your lion tamer, and probably for a finish, JB.
I know, but it's not in front of me live.
I know it's not going to stop you from yelling lion tamer, but you get the lion tamer, and Ciampa does a fantastic lion tamer.
Yes, he does.
Again, buy-in at most, Tony, at most.
No, Wednesday after, please.
I'm with you. Well, they're either having a match or they're doing a face-to-face this Saturday, so we'll see. Speaking of which, I don't pay a ton of attention a lot of times to the upcoming show promos that they do on the bottom screen in the middle of everything. But they have Beach Break, which sounds like it's actually going to be on the beach this year, which is they better do because that's just Bash at the Beach right at my heart, Jamie. That's
1997 Bash at the Beach. Come on now.
I want them to do the WCW gimmick where around spring break they do the venue that has like the ring in the middle of the pool on the platform and stuff.
Yeah,
that was so much fun.
Remember when they did the Dynamite on the Jericho Cruise? They shot on the Jericho Cruise. Like half of the fucking roster ended up in the pool. It was great.
MJF ended up in the pool.
It did. It was so good.
I think that would solve, JJ, your problem with the theme Dynamites is if they just went all in on the theme.
Yes, that's my whole point. You're doing like Winter is Coming just because it's in the winter. No, the Beach Break. There's like actually at a beach. Fuck yes, that's the point. You're theming it like it's old school WCW when nobody themed like old school WCW. They were the ones who nailed that shit. Halloween Havoc, Bash at the Beach. I mean, that was the shit.
WCW had some outstanding set design back in the day.
The best.
Old school Halloween Havoc, dude. That was like in the shape of the bat signal, dude. That's probably one of my favorites.
The giant pumpkins.
Yeah. But so speaking of theme things, JJ, you like theme shows to be all out, right? Same with matches, right? If it's a theme match, you want it to be all out, right?
I know you're going. I'm gonna say no. No,
I mean, we got to talk about arguably the greatest theme match of all time, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre match.
Not the greatest theme match of all time.
It was up there. It's up there with Mountain Dew, Pitch Black, Lights Out, LA Knight vs. Bray Wyatt match. Which I sincerely enjoyed that match, by the way. The LA Knight Bray Wyatt one. Like, it was better than most of what WWE puts out. It was fun and different, but yeah.
That was Bray Wyatt for you. But so that same week they're doing Beach Break. They're doing a Friday show. It's not a Collision. It's a separate Friday show they're doing. It's in the Target Field. So doing something at I can't remember, the Brawl at the Ballpark or something. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, it's like after the Twins game.
Yeah. How cool is that?
I know. Makes me want to go up to watch the Twins game.
That's 8 hours. That's 8 hours away. That's not a bad. We've driven. We've driven that long for Matt.
Yeah, I mean, I'm driving that far at the end of June or at the end of July, going to Dollywood, baby.
Put a pin in that. More to come later. That's happening in July. Real quick, we have a Starlight Kid promo, so it's time for Jamie to swoon.
100%.
You're swooning.
Everybody, you get a change of underwear ready because that match is going to fuck hard. It is going to be amazing. Starlight Kid is arguably the best underrated women's wrestler in Stardom. I mean, everybody knows who she is in Stardom, but if you don't know who she is, because everybody knows like Kamatani and AZM and Saraya, or Shuri and or Saray, she's arguably their best. Arguably, probably their best worker.
So I understand visa, travel. There's a lot of issues in the way. I do wish we would get, and maybe it'll happen next Wednesday. I wish we would have gotten more Starlight Kid on AEW TV in the weeks leading up to this. Because I have heard nothing but great things. I'm not personally familiar. I'm looking forward to the match, but I think that's one where, like, yeah, throw her out there on TV for at least a Dynamite or two before you get there. Just let your audience know, like, no, this is who you're getting.
It'd be nice if she can make it in the country by next Dynamite. So we can at least get like a warm-up match for her. She doesn't speak a lick of English, so there's that. But she is charismatic. No, she doesn't need to.
She does her speaking in the ring.
I mean, but to give her a little bit of stuff, and the video package too is nice too, because she does have history with Tekla and Julia, their whole faction over there, which this is actually for what it's worth, the first time we actually saw Julia on AEW TV in the little video package there, because she beat Julia, she beat Tekla, and as part of their little package, they showed both of them, which I thought was cool.
Right after that, she became Dark Starlight Kid. Fun fact. That's when I fell in love with her, because Jamie loved Dark Starlight. That's where it was with her.
Yeah, surprise. Turns dark. Jamie's like, ooh, yeah, I'm really interested now.
Ooh, scary. I like it.
And then of course Tekla follows it up with another Tekla promo. I mean, this woman is just, I've been singing the praises of her for years now, and I'm glad that's coming over, and she's getting so over on her own, in her own way, in a different way in America, using this character. Like, give her all the flowers because she deserves them.
Oh, yeah. Is her reign longer than Stats now? I know it's getting close, right?
I have no idea.
Did she win it at Revolution?
Yeah.
Or was it Dynasty?
No, she won at Revolution.
Okay. It's been like 2 to 3 months now. Stat won it like Full Gear, so it's might be a little shy, but it's coming up.
Yeah. I don't see, she's not dropping that belt before Wembley, so.
No, she's going to drop it to the champion of the Owen Hart Cup.
Which we're getting dangerously close to a decision on that, because we had the first semifinal tonight, the women's match, the match of the night. And probably one of the longest matches a women's match has, longest timelines a women's match has gotten on Dynamite, and God knows how long. This thing went through 2 commercial breaks, boys.
Should have went longer.
Should have been.
It's so good.
It was real good. Hazuki, who if it's your first time seeing, welcome. Gosh, he's good. And Mercedes, and the two paired wonderfully together. I know Austin will talk more about that, but this match was great. I loved it. You know, they give you all the emotions there. Maybe Mercedes not going to win, but oh god, it was so good.
This match was great, but watching it, all I could think of is they fumbled the bracket a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should have had Hazuki, who I was not familiar with. This was the first of her matches I've seen, and she's phenomenal. I think she should have beat Athena, and this should have been your Forbidden Door final for the Owen.
I agree.
It makes sense. I mean, it's Forbidden Door, right? Stardom, AEW.
Well, originally, I think like Saray was supposed to, I mean, Maya World took that, which go Maya World, but it just feels like they're just going to continue with Maya World and push that story. But yeah, I think Saray was supposed to be the one. And just think about Saray and Mercedes.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
Oh my god.
I do gotta say, I'm not thrilled that we are back to heel Mercedes still just beats everyone clean again.
I was going to ask you.
Let's not talk about that. These aren't the droids you're looking for.
Just be a face. Just be a baby face. They need those.
I said next week. I gave it to next week. Just till next week.
You did give it 2 weeks. Well, I mean, but the thing is, like, if she does go baby face, in theory, it's not going to be until the pay-per-view because she'd be going up against Athena, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. It's like Mercedes is in her own little island, and they really don't care about where that island is in relation to, you know, anybody else thematically. It's what it feels like.
Yeah, because not only is she likely on a collision course with another heel in Athena at Forbidden Door, your current champion, who she's going to end up facing at Wembley, is also
Mega
a
heel.
heel.
That's why I think Maya World's going to be the one. She's going to pull off the upset against Athena.
That doesn't solve the end result, though. Where you've got
disagree.
Tekla mega heel versus heel. Now I know you're still like 2 months out, so you can whatever. You can turn Mercedes face in the process of leading into
bright eyes.
Every now and then this plot line falls apart.
100%.
Really quick, while we're talking about the Owen and All In and all that.
Yeah.
We know it's going to be Mercedes, but would either of y'all rather see Tekla versus Athena? Because I think I would.
I would love to see that match, period, in a sense.
If I had face Mercedes, I would say no. But since I don't, I absolutely do. I absolutely want to see that.
Yeah, I was looking at again, go back to the bracket, which I think they should have changed around a little bit, but still, I think Athena versus Tekla is just I feel like they would beat the living piss out of each other in the best pro wrestling way possible. And in a way that you're not going to get from Mercedes.
Both of them are stiff as hell.
Yeah.
And Athena is heel, but she's a heel in her own right? You know, she's in her own like little world of stuff, right? Where it doesn't really matter who she's facing, right? I am all for that. It's not going to happen, but
no, it's not. But if it did, that would be outstanding.
Well, yeah.
What if Tessa Blanchard just shows up?
That's the Forbidden Door.
Yes, from CMLL.
I mean, she is no longer. Now, she asked for her. I made mention of this. Earlier today.
Well, hold on. We got to finish out.
Let's put a pin and finish Dynamite.
We'll put a pin. We're gonna come back to that
before we get to LOL TNA.
Let's do a hard pivot. Let's do a hard pivot to something really good. Okay, and will Ospreay Swerve Strickland face to face. Okay. Of course, begins with probably my favorite line of the night, which of course I had to transcribe because it was too good. Congratulations to Will Ospreay and about getting married. Him and
Windsor.
Alex Windsor. Yeah, my brain just stopped there for a second. I'm so excited to say this quote. And as he was talking to Tony Schiavone about it, he said, I could have stayed there. We got honeymoon, but she's like, we're gonna do the honeymoon later. You get over there. So I smashed the life out of her and gave her a towel and told her to clean herself up. I gotta go, Dynamite.
Yeah, I gotta go to Houston. That's so good.
I could just see Alex sitting there watching like, you motherfucker.
Is it just me, or did Ospreay seem extra British tonight?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. In the best way, too.
Yes. And he always sounds plenty British, but it sounded like he was extra British tonight.
Very extra British, and I'm here.
He was. And of course, Swerve comes out, Nana makes, because Tony has way too tight of a suit. He's got to get out. He goes, loosen it up, get out. Suit's too tight. That popped me too. I don't know why.
I love Prince Nana.
The easiest shit, right? But then we get the gold of the two men going back and forth. The shared history, the biggest thing, of course, being the monkey, the elephant in the room. What happened, Will? You were supposed to be with me a year ago. We did this whole thing. We were going up against them, and you're now boot camp buddies with the Death Riders.
So good.
Kudos on you, Houston, for making that chant immediately. That's a very Jamie move.
100%.
And then they go back and forth, relieving their history. Hard lean into Hangman lore as well too, which I appreciated. And it's weird at the end of this, and eventually the Death Riders come out to kind of like surround the ring and back him up and further prove Swerve's point, which almost got me thinking there for a minute. And you guys, we'll get into the whole details for each of you guys here in a second here, but it did get me into thinking maybe Swerve's the good guy in all of this. Thoughts on the whole segment there? Jamie, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. Segment Dynamite. Pun intended. I think Swerve is rationalizing his decisions. I think he's doing the typical I'm heel because of you. I'm not taking personal accountability like most heels do. And I love
very
it.
Batman villain quality right there.
Yes. I thought they created heat between them without effort. It was just so well done. Like it was a masterclass. Like it just like, oh, we used to be cool, but now I hate you. I hate you too. Like it literally is one of those things. Like, did you play with my drum set? Were you on my drum set? Yeah, that's exactly the vibes I was getting.
Yeah, they announced the in-ring face-to-face, and it's like, fine, but it's Swerve Strickland versus Ospreay. What do you need? Like, we're in. No, you announced it, we're in. It's for the Owen, it's got stakes. Yeah. What more could this possibly add? And boy, did you say steak?
Sorry, I had
but boy, was I wrong in that thinking, because this promo segment absolutely delivered. It got me even more hyped for a match that I was super hyped for in the first place. To your point, JJ, I don't know if it's necessarily that Swerve is the good guy in all this.
Oh, he's not.
But I do like that this kind of adds shades of gray into just character development between all these guys.
It's the ambiguity is what I'm getting at, because we know Swerve's the villain, right? Swerve's the guy who wants to literally break your back and is going to laugh as he's dripping blood over your corpse, right? That is him. That is his character. That's what he's best at. We've all said that, right? But the larger story arc here, we're talking like the big brushstrokes here, is Ospreay and John Moxley eventually coming to a head, right? Yeah, he just said what everyone else has been thinking, or we've been saying, he's training you now, but that knife's going to turn into your back at any moment, right? And we all know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole point. I'm not saying Swerve is a good guy in this. He's not supposed to be, but to give you that ambiguity, because it's a pretty decent writing, but two amazing performers enacting that. And yeah, they gave you, like I said, they gave you the heat that you didn't know you needed out of nowhere, Jamie. That was chef's kiss all over the place.
It was just so well done, dude.
Oh,
and that's why they're top guys.
As much as I would like to see a clean finish, I think the Death Riders get involved and costing Swerve the match in a way that Ospreay necessarily doesn't realize in real time is some real interesting storytelling going forward.
Mm-hmm.
I think that does a lot for everyone's characters and stuff and kind of telling all these stories.
Yep.
Again, I would love to see a clean finish. Like, give me Swerve and Ospreay every day of the week. I'll watch every time.
True.
But if there was ever a good opportunity for a run-in that makes story sense and sets up more shit for the future, this might be it.
Well, I think it does. I think the biggest reason it does, too, is because you really don't have a reason to have Swerve not in the top title picture, right? To have him lose clean to Ospreay, which you want to get Ospreay to Wembley. I get it, right? His whole story about, growing up and kicking the winning goal, I get it, right? At the expense of Swerve Strickland, though? Nah. Muddy it up so that it's not at his expense.
That's the if you do the run-in stuff, then you're trucking towards Swerve and Mox at Wembley, which, yes, please.
I think I'm okay with that, especially if you have Ospreay winning. It gets that, so you have to worry about Swerve interfering. And you have to worry about some crazy, stupid triple threat right there. Though I'd be okay with that too.
What, crazy triple threat?
Yes.
I don't want a crazy triple threat. I mean, I'm still of the ilk that I want Kenny Omega and Ospreay, which MJF, we glanced over the beginning of MJF did address his suitors. Let's put it that way, right? Talk briefly about Will and about Swerve because in theory he's going to fight one of them at Wembley Stadium, right? Remember, there's another pay-per-view in the middle of all this in Canada. Just saying, okay? He also addressed Kevin Knight very briefly on Andrade. Just straight drive-by. And Kenny Omega. And to some extent, Mark Briscoe, which we all zero chance Mark Briscoe's winning that belt. We know this, right?
Yeah.
Do you boys believe it's going to be MJF? We've all been on the record saying, of course, it's going to be Ospreay. Do you believe it's MJF taking that title to Wembley? Do you think it's Kenny Omega? Do you think it's somebody else, one of those suitors, or even somebody I haven't mentioned?
If I was putting money on it, I would put money on MJF carrying that belt into Wembley.
Okay.
But I would much rather see Kenny Omega carrying it instead.
Jamie, because you were on Okada for the longest time.
I don't think I was on Okada. I was more on MJF. I've been saying MJF's gonna be the one taking it there.
Well, you said you wanted Okada versus maybe just your whatever.
Yeah, no. I've been on the MJF train. I'm not gonna hop off that train. That train just makes too much sense, especially now since he has the belt.
Mm-hmm.
Darby had the chance to lose to somebody else, and he didn't. So here we are. So we're just gonna ride this out. Ospreay's gonna get his big moment against MJF. Book it.
That seems like the most likely scenario, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, it does. I do say there is another pay-per-view in a month. It is in Canada, albeit Quebec, not Winnipeg. There is an opening for Kenny Omega. And yes, the marquee of Omega versus as much as I mean, I'm not trying to disparage MJF and his role, his position, all that stuff, right? If you have the chance to do Omega Ospreay, I think you do Omega Ospreay. I'm just saying.
Yeah, like if it is MJF carried in there, I understand. MJF is good business for them. He's super over. Like, he is top guy over, and you can put him in any main event of any pay-per-view, and I get it from a business sense. MJF just doesn't seem to fit into anyone else's storylines, really, to me. Like, you've got this thing going with Ospreay and Swerve, and Mox loosely related. It's real easy to work Kenny Omega in there. Kenny Omega has history with all of them, too. Like, MJF just kind of exists in his own orbit. It just doesn't seem to mesh with like all the other stuff you have going on.
I agree. I think after he loses this belt, he needs to have a hard pivot to build some storylines for him so he can always go back to something. Because Hangman's not around. And that's the only thing that you could bring back is that.
I mean, he's a one-string banjo, pretty much. You know, it's a good string, but he's a one-string banjo storyline-wise.
I do think if we can put the title on Kenny in July, MJF and Andrade is a great all-in match.
Yes.
Oh God, yes.
Like number one contender.
Oh,
that makes a ton of sense. Also, just since we had mentioned Okada, if we're not trucking towards Okada, Kyle Fletcher, and Takeshi in a three-way all in, what are we doing here?
We aren't even trying. Yes, you're 100%. Oh,
they're gonna end up making some stupid ass tag team match between Okada and Takeshi and somebody else.
Well, let's pivot to that because we did have a main event where a lot of these bodies were involved and there were interdeveloping. Yes, this was your overbooked PWG-esque madness of the night, right? You know, a preview of the pay-per-view's main event, but without the steel cage. And like Jamie said, the weird stipulation they threw on at the end. I mean, I don't one of you said it. The weird stipulation they threw on at the end that if anybody gets disqualified, they're disqualified from the match at Forbidden Door. Whatever.
Really quick, sorry, I have to logic this. Like, I can't let this stand unlogic. So you're telling me in this 6-on-6 Dynamite main event, if you get disqualified, you are out of the main event at Forbidden Door, which was kind of silly in the first place.
Yes.
Yet Kyle Fletcher and Okada aren't out of the main event for literally disabling Ishii backstage an hour before this match, where if you get disqualified, you can't be at Forbidden Door anymore.
Which how can you disable an Iron Pitbull? Just asking.
He was just laying on the floor selling, like you just beat him up a little bit. That is the most durable man in pro wrestling. And you just kind of beat him up backstage and he's out for at least 2 weeks now.
They must have borrowed Riho's pipe.
I mean,
I feel like you could run Ishii over with an 18-wheeler and he would be on Dynamite next week just fine.
You are not a medical doctor, okay? I don't need you to be giving some evaluations like your WebMD over here, Austin, okay?
I was an EMT on Monday Night Raw once, like 12 years ago. That's close enough.
It was. He's qualified to talk about this.
Touche. Okay.
That's so good.
Regardless, this match had the fun stuff. I mean, we got to see all the highlights. We got to see Darby Allin, basically javelined into a ring post by Jake Doyle.
That was cool.
But for the most part, I think the story of this match, more than anything, was the inner sort of turmoil amongst the Don Callis family, MJF, their whole team, right? Andrade, of course, because he's begrudgingly going along with this just because, Don promises a title shot and there's lots of money, right? More than that, though, the biggest thing I took away from this is that Kevin Knight and Kyle Fletcher, whatever that beef they're putting in there, I want all of that and more.
Yeah. A lot of real fun, interesting moving parts in this match, even though the match itself did not need to exist tonight.
No purpose. None.
You know what? Here's the biggest thing about this match that got me thinking about Forbidden Door is what I said last week. They better have 2 rings because there were too many people around the ring with it open everywhere.
They're not. They're not.
How are you putting 12 people in a cage?
It's going to be one of 2 ways. And Jamie, you tell me if I'm even close on either of these, right?
Okay.
The one way is your classic sort of WWE triple threat multi-man logic, but with a steel cage, right? You don't have 12 people in the ring at a time. Okay. There's gonna be a few knocked out, a few come in, come out, come in, come out, come in, come out, come in, right? You manage the bodies that you have, right? It's gonna go all over the arena. It's gonna be a whole thing, right? Option B is you go back to the original cage that they had in AEW, which is 3 feet bigger on each side than the actual ring. So you have a place to store those bodies when not being used.
So like a Hell in a Cell size.
Not quite as big, but the original one was a little bit bigger on each side. But kind of yes.
Or option C, and this lets us actually use that Forbidden Door. We open that Forbidden Door and we pull in the cage from New Japan that is like goes way around the ring and doesn't have a roof. Like that big, I think it was this year's Wrestle Kingdom or last year's where they did the big 10-man. Mm-hmm. Give us that cage and this makes a lot more sense.
Where it goes like the whole like ringside area.
Yeah, and it's only like 8 feet high or whatever, and it's like 5 feet away from the ring. It's like the UFC octagon put around a wrestling ring. I would be down for that.
All right, Jamie. Any of those recipes sound like they're delicious enough to be baked into reality, or are we just grasping at fantasies?
I think we're just trying to find something to make sense of having 12 people inside of a cage match. I think that's what we're doing, guys. Because it just seems like, hey, how many people can I cram into this? It's like, okay, you guys have ever been on a camp or something? You guys played Chubby Bunny before?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Same fucking thing, dude. Just shoving the marshmallows in till you can't say Chubby Bunny anymore.
What's up, Dixon?
You know what other cage they could use for this? The WCW 3-tier cage.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna go with old blue. Old blue, big hole.
I'm always down for the old blue cage, but I think the WCW 3-layer cage would be a fun thing to do for this.
That would help. That would definitely help.
There's no fixing this. It's going to be a clusterfuck and shit show in the best possible way.
Yeah, but I'm still gonna watch it.
I mean, we are a week and a half out, so coming up soon here. So they solidified most of all of the card, right? Granted, there's still going to be like 8 matches on the buy-in. Who knows what that's going to be? But you have the men's Owen finals, you have the women's Owen finals with the Mercedes. We know we'll find out who her opponent is on Saturday. You have tag team championship now. You have a continental championship. Bandido versus Moxley. You get your women's title match with Starlight Kid versus Tekla, 6-on-6 steel cage shenanigans, and yeah, there is still a couple bodies unspoken for. You're probably gonna get something with the Bucks, I'm sure. Just don't know what, especially because I mean. Yeah, a couple extra members of TMDK that are not in an official match, you know?
That'd be a fun thing to throw on the show.
Yeah.
Probably that, you know? That might be a thing they do, the whole, like, buy-in into the beginning of the show sort of shtick that they've been doing a few times. I could see that, right?
You're probably getting Ciampa versus Jericho on Forbidden Door.
I'm trying to stay away from that, and hopefully it doesn't happen, okay? But you're probably right.
Seems like Because I don't think they've done all the qualifiers for Survival of the Fittest for the TBS title yet, right? I know there's
Survival of the Fittest is on
coming up.
Survival of the Fittest is on July 1st. It's the Dynamite.
Yeah, but like, let's throw a qualifier or two on the pre-show.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah. Because you had Julia Hart versus who was that?
Persephone.
Did Persephone win that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like someone on this show called last week.
Ooh.
We both did. I'm just saying.
Whatever. Yeah, so probably throw a couple of those on there. Women's tag teams, there might be something to do with the women's tag team, put that on there. But yeah. Like I said, they'll probably have like eight things on the buy-in,
I would say while we're opening the forbidden door to Stardom, can we not get two Joshis to come fight the Amazon twins for the women's tag team title? Please?
I'm with you, but again, visas.
Well, Miyu Yamashita has been wrestling. Her visa's fine, so she's good.
Okay. So we got one.
After that, I don't know because I think Moxie's been having visa.
You can pair Mia with Mina. I mean, Mina's here.
Well, you've also got it was Hazuki. That was the one that wrestled Mercedes tonight.
Yeah,
Hazuki is literally here right now.
Yeah,
yes. Literally.
Where's
here.
Riho? Give me a Hazuki and Riho versus my Dominion, and take my money.
Rizuki.
Pipe Squad.
Pipe Squad. Pipe bombs.
The pipe bombs. I like that.
Do you have NCAA football? The EA Sports NCAA football, Austin?
I don't have this year's. I got it the first year it came back and played it for like 2 weeks and haven't touched it since.
I played like 2 seasons and I haven't touched it for a while, but I believe you can still do similar mods to it. We need to get somebody to make a mod because if you've done the mascot mode,
yeah.
Oh yeah,
it's hilarious. I mean, I did the Border War where it was like all Truman the Titers versus Big J's, and it's just like a mass of stuffed humanity on the entire football field. It's amazing. We need to get someone to make a mod where we have nothing but Riho with a pipe, so he can play football teams as all Rio with a pipe in one hand.
Hell yeah! I would buy this year's edition if that had that feature.
No, we don't need this edition. We need someone to make a mod for it you could use for that. Okay. All right. That's the AEW. Again, next week is the official go home. We'll preview the pay-per-view a little bit more, get to it. But there's other wrestling news that we need to get to, boys. I feel before we get into that, Jamie, though, I need to replenish my brain, because I've been bombed with a lot of logic tonight. It has drained my vat of knowledge. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I mean, I feel hungry. I'm more hungry.
You're more hungry. Okay.
Yes, because what we've been talking about has left me wanting maybe a little stash of knowledge.
Well, you're both in luck because the stash of logic has run dry for the evening, but the stash of knowledge that doesn't close. That's like Walmart used to be. It's open whenever you need it. It's the Waffle House of wrestling takes.
There we go.
That's
so
awesome.
Over the last few nights, my wife and I have finally gotten around to watching the Hulk Hogan documentary on Netflix. And if you have not seen it, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Just a very well done documentary overall. But there's most of the stuff you've heard about before. There's not a lot of new and groundbreaking stuff, but there are some parts that kind of take you back. And right off the bat, the first episode, where they start going into his early career and all that, they interview Bret Hart, who talks about wrestling Hulk Hogan in Georgia before anyone really knew who either of them was. And it's really weird when you realize that at one point in time, Hulk Hogan was just like who's this green shithead to Bret Hart. And Bret Hart is exactly what you want out of Bret Hart throughout this entire documentary, because they go back to him at times and he is, they cut to him. He's always got like a whiskey in his hand and he is just relentlessly talking shit about Hulk Hogan throughout his little stats he get. I think low-key MVP of this entire series is Linda Hogan.
Yeah.
Very entertaining. What they go into when Hulk first met her and stuff, and the first night that they go back, you'll watch the show to get the full story. But this ends with basically the night ends with Hulk walking out butt ass naked, just trying to get down. And they cut to Linda, who's doing the interview. She turns the camera. She's like, "Well, of course, I always wanted to know what it'd be like to fuck a giant." Like, that's the quality of Linda McMahon you're getting throughout this. Like I said, nothing new and groundbreaking as far as like stories and stuff. There's not really anything you haven't heard.
Yeah.
But man, that 4th episode is basically the end of his wrestling career. They do bring up TNA for a while, then go through his divorce, Hogan Knows Best, and the unfortunate racist comments and all that. But they go in on that last episode with Hulk sitting there getting interviewed in between stuff. It's wild though. Throughout the thing, they will have people talking about Hulk in ways that like really humanizes him and kind of makes you feel for him a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then he will say something that will just, you're immediately like, oh, that's why no one really likes you, Hulk. In the last episode where they're kind of going the post-wrestling personal life and all that,
right?
They go through the divorce, and there's this kind of like really nice touching moment where Linda's talking about how great he was as a father and with the kids and all this stuff. And you're like, oh, there is a human being in there. And then they cut to his comments during the divorce where he was saying, now I understand why OJ Simpson did what he did. Like it's an emotional roller coaster from start to finish. There is a lot of that going on. But yeah, overall 10 of 10 pro wrestling documentary, maybe the best ones I've seen. I know, Jamie, I think you said you've seen this as well, but just
yeah, it's great.
Outstanding. Go out of your way to see this. It's 4 episodes. They're about an hour each, and highly, highly recommend watching this documentary.
I mean, the great duality that is Hulk Hogan, right? We talked about this after he passed, you know, that, yeah, piece of shit human being, but man, did he mean a lot for a long period of time to this industry, to the world, really. I mean, he was a cultural, like we were kids, Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
Hulk Hogan was its own thing. There was wrestling and there was Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Right?
I knew of Hulk Hogan before I knew of the WWF. That's probably the best way to put it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the most touching part about the entire documentary is right towards the end, and it's backstage footage of Jimmy Hart on the tribute episode of Raw after Hogan passed. Mm-hmm. Just like walking around, talking to all the old timers, hyping him like he's getting ready to go out there. And he's just like, Hulk, I know you're watching. They're going to see you one last time. Like, Jimmy Hart is just such a sweet man. And like, man, yeah, it'll almost get your eyes watering a little bit how much he loved him some Hulk Hogan.
He did. He was one of his very few friends.
Which is ironic as hell, knowing the man who Jimmy Hart is and what we know about who Hulk Hogan was. So.
You do also get like the most nothing political answers from Triple H about stuff when they interview him. Like where they talk about when they let Hulk Hogan go after him making racial slurs on a video came out. He's like, yeah, you know, I didn't fire Hulk Hogan. I fired Terry Bollea. And sometimes you say stuff and people react. It's like Triple H has nothing to contribute, but they just keep going back to him for some fucking reason.
Good old Triple H.
That's the mid card coming through, right, Jamie?
I mean, he's the king of the mid cards. Heidi Howitzer approves.
Heidi Howitzer does. You did pop the shit out of her with that comment.
We need to get a Heidi Howitzer sighting.
We need a Heidi. We have. I think. No, that was still. I was gonna say we had because she's not anywhere near you now, like you were. Like your old setup was right off of the kitchen in the old.
I have an office with a door now, and like I'm close up. We start an hour later now that we're on the East Coast, and she is in bed before the show ever gets started.
One of these days we'll have a Heidi Howitzer a cameo.
Yes.
Just like one of these days, we may get a Tessa Blanchard camo on Dynamite? Question mark?
I think it's going to happen.
You do think it's going to happen?
100%.
I don't know. So Jamie really wants to get into this here. I'm just going to kind of tee it up for you and we'll go. Because the story that I read, we pulled that pin out. Story that I read earlier this week was that Tessa Blanchard actually had requested her release from TNA. TNA granted it. No harm, no foul. That's cool. Cool. You want to go your separate way? See you. Bye. Because they weren't happy with her because she was wrestling in CMLL. I know. It was like, oh, God, what'd she do this time here? It's like, no, not that. She's wrestling in CMLL, which is a direct competitor to AAA, which TNA says they're independent, and we say they're not because they're NXT Light. And sure enough, the fact that a wrestler they had on contract who is able to go wrestle other promotions, all TNA wrestlers can do that. You'll see him pop up in big indies and do all that stuff, right? She went to CMLL to wrestle. They had issues with that, but they're not run by WWE. So she is now officially a free agent. She's going to continue to wrestle in CMLL for what it's worth. I think she's like engaged to or whatever, some CMLL wrestler. I don't know.
Yes, she is.
Are they engaged? Okay, good for her. CML, of course, has a relationship with TNA. So there's speculation, and a lot of people say that even though she's going to continue to wrestle there, that Tony's probably not going to bring her in to AEW. Thoughts on, if you want to talk about Tessa, cool. You want to get into TNA, cool. But Jamie, I'm going to give you the mic. Run with it. Let's go.
Well, gentlemen, this is not just me talking about TNA.
Okay.
This is me burying the son of a bitch.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I am burying TNA tonight. And you know what? Actually, I'm not the one burying them. They are burying themselves. They're doing an excellent job right now. So let's just I'm going to put this over because I need this. Let's go over just recent happenings in TNA, okay?
Let's do it.
Okay. So, not only did Tessa Blanchard go, you also had Tommy Dreamer leave, who's their head of creative, gone. You also had Anthem Sports send out an update where they are reducing the workforce designed to streamline operations and sharpen strategic focus and profitability. So basically, they're laying people off because they can't make fucking money because no one watches their product. Okay. Then on top of that, you also had other people leaving.
Get your mic a little closer to your face, bud.
You had what? Oh, sorry. We already talked about him last time.
Steve Macklin.
Steve Macklin and Maya Grace are gone. Like people are leaving left and right. What in the hell are they doing? Because if they're just wanting to become WWE NXT Light, like go for it. But at this point, they are not the number 2 brand as somebody with 86 weeks proclaimed is going to happen. You know, and they don't have amazing storylines like Bumpa Dudley said, or Bumpa Dubby said. And, you know, it's just absolutely appalling to think that people thought this was going to be absolutely the greatest thing that's ever happened. And shocker, it hasn't. I mean, just to think, oh yeah, they're going to be so great. They're better because I hate AEW because they wouldn't hire me because I'm a bitch. Like that's all it was. That's all it's been about. Everybody shitting on AEW is because they wouldn't hire him because you're a bitch. Eric Bischoff, you are a bitch. All right, I'm just calling it out now. I'm just saying, TNA, loved you circa 2006, but you dead. You dead. MLW is 10 times what you are. MLW is actually enjoyable to watch.
And they have Riddle on their fucking roster.
It's actually fucking great right now.
It is. So, they have Riddle on their roster for what it's worth.
I know.
And still. Sorry. All
there
right,
you go.
You know, you said TNA loved you in 2006. And the calendar just hit me that it has been 2 fiscal decades since TNA was good.
Yeah.
Like they have been.
Well, it wasn't. It's a little bit after 2006
Yeah,
when the whole Hulk Hogan thing took over.
But like,
we gotta get you a new light. Seriously, Jamie. I don't. Why?
It's my cord. I need to get a new cord.
They're like $6 on Amazon. Come on, bro.
I know. I have one upstairs. I just didn't get it.
I'm sorry, Austin. All right, go ahead. Yeah, 2 decades though. Yes.
Yeah. Like for about 2 decades, they have just been failing spectacularly. And I saw a comment, and I can't remember if it was on Reddit or where I read this, but someone, the gist of their comment was TNA has been trying to commit suicide for years. They just can't figure out how to tie the noose. And I think that accurately describes what has been going on in total nonstop action for the better part of 20 years. On Tessa specifically, it's kind of a shame that Tessa has not even like done the base level, hey, I'm sorry, I'm trying to be better. Like, give us anything. Because I think AEW could certainly use her.
She did. It was just a little bit late.
And half-hearted.
He absolutely has done that, but it was much later than it should have been.
But yeah, I think AEW could definitely use her. I think Tony Khan is smarter about what his audience wants and doesn't want, and he is more in tune with the people that actually talk about wrestling on the internet than the people in WBR. I don't see him bringing her in, just because I don't think the AEW fan base would support that. But they need her. Like,
it's there's the rub, and it's a microcosm of TNA. And allow me to proliferate that thought. 100%, you're right. At this time, especially when we're talking about where we're at in the women's roster, they absolutely could use her. She would be, I mean, no matter what you think about her, she can go in the ring.
Absolutely.
Right? She's a beast in the ring. She's good in the ring. But yes, you're 100% correct on that. And while she did do that whole comeuppance, and it was way too late. And I even caught little clips of some podcasts that she was on, not 6 months, 8 months ago, whatever it was, and I think the real thing that stems from it is that, yeah, she basically, her and a couple people had some major, just really hate each other, right? And unfortunately, that stemmed into her saying some racist shit that you hate that person, and that's what it is, and they're never going to get along. But at the same point, you did some stuff that you took way too long to step back from, and the internet is a place that remembers things forever. So you kind of back that down, yourself into a door. It's a damn shame. I would love to give people the benefit of the doubt and give them that second chance, right? Sure. But yeah, I don't think that she'll have it. Do I think Tony will bring her in? Probably not.
Unless Warner Brothers says they want it.
There's always a chance. But
so here's a question. Say Tessa Blanchard didn't have a history of being a racist and just kind of a bad person, and Tony Khan signed her tonight. Is she the best wrestler on the women's roster?
No.
Would you put her top 3?
Yes.
I was saying, if you want to make an argument for Mercedes, I get it.
She could be the best wrestler on the roster. I'm just saying. Wrestling.
But yeah, I think you could make a case if there's no baggage and it was just, hey, they signed Tessa Blanchard, she might walk in as the best wrestler on the roster. But unfortunately, that baggage exists, and that's a hard one to get over.
I know, and she's tried to distance herself. She's tried to repair her image with it there, and good on her for trying. But as far as this goes, it's kind of too late for a lot of people, and she's never going to fully recover in the eyes of a lot of the fans, unless one day her and was it Rose Negra or what was her?
Yeah, Rosa Negra, I think it was.
Yeah, I can't remember how her Rosa Negra. Unless they get together in a very public way, talk it out, hammer it out, and make real physical amends. I don't think 95% of the internet was going to give a shit. It's just like she is branded as what she is. Whether she has changed or not, unfortunately, is irrelevant. I don't know her. I don't know the situation. I only know what I see on the internet, which is the same thing everyone else sees, and everyone else has seen some bad shit. So, sorry, that's where you're at. Now, as far as TNA goes, it is a bigger microcosm because, yes, they brought in Hogan. They went to the four-sided ring. They did this whole push to move to Monday night. That was the first death blow to TNA. And then they tried to survive past that, Hogan, using the same recipe they did forever. And then there was the whole, well, we're going to get bailed out by Jeff Jarrett, because he left the company, but then he came back, and they were going to be they're dual branded with GCW, which was this new thing. And then they were GCW / Impact, and then Jeff took his money and ran to WWE the second they gave him a job, and then they were on life support for the longest time until they finally gave the reins to Hardy to do some magic with his broken gimmick, which got him enough stuff. We got bought by Anthem. Impact kind of floated along during the pandemic. There was all that and then it's just, as the resident, probably the person who's watched the most of TNA, especially through its Impact years, just kill it. Just be done with it. Let's move on, and let's just be over so that we can enjoy the good that we once had.
Yeah, it's time for T. And again, I was saying it last week. Like, I don't want people to lose their jobs. Like, more places for people to work is always
five
great.
people who work there. Come on.
But the fact that AEW not only exists but stands where it does today, and TNA had a 20-year head start, kind of tells you all you need to know. Like, they're just never going to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, there's
MLW is fire, though. I'll give you that, Jamie.
There's nothing TNA's doing right now, or AEW's doing right now, that TNA couldn't have done if they wouldn't just realize, like, let's make a wrestling show for wrestling fans, and this will be a success.
They had it. They had a great idea and a good wrestling show, and then they decided to go for dollars.
And how many of them did they make? Probably negative dollars. But the people that own it will get paid out once WWE buys the whole library.
Yep.
That's all. That's what they're waiting on.
That's what we're waiting on. Speaking of WWE, they have a premium live event coming up the night before Forbidden Door. This is not counter programming, though.
Nope.
Not. It's a different night.
Because didn't they have Sunday night main event too now instead of Saturday night as well?
I think so, yeah.
I don't pay close enough attention to their schedule.
Or there's like an NXT show they're doing that. I don't know. It's dumb.
Looks like the Bloodline's back together too, boys. I don't know if you saw that.
Jacob Fatu's now in the Bloodline. He murdered Eric Andre on live TV, which was fucking hilarious, I will say.
Oh, it was great.
So, I saw that. That's that
I've seen
on Monday night and was like, that seems super. Why is Jacob Fatu beating up Eric Andre? That makes no sense. And then we went to watch the Hogan documentary on Netflix, and right there at the coming soon was the new movie with John Cena and Eric Andre that's coming on Netflix in like 2 weeks. I was like, okay, now I get why they did that.
Yep. There's your answer.
The random Raw host is back.
But I do like how pulls him in the ring, and then of course here comes Roman. What are you doing? What are you doing? Kill him! Do it again! It's just like, yeah,
so good.
I mean, that's the only good thing I saw at WWE this week. I mean, really.
Yeah.
Because you got,
I mean,
OFMA's moved on to the finals now. That's nice.
Yeah, where he is probably going to put over main event Jey Uso because the only thing Triple H knows how to book is LOL Bloodline. That's all it is. It's all Bloodline. It's been going on almost as long as Gunsmoke ran on TV at this point. And that's only kind of hyperbole, but
Jamie, I got a question for you, Jamie. You specifically, Jamie. Do you remember post WrestleMania, there may have been somebody on this dais who made a comment about Obafemi?
Well, I think it was all of us. I think all
no.
Concert.
Oh,
now
I'm specifically looking at Austin.
The biggest error was on me because I am dumb and naive, apparently. And I thought Obafemi has too much aura. They cannot ruin this. And then they immediately did.
Yeah. Well, isn't he supposed to be a king? Isn't that his whole gimmick? He's a king.
He's the ruler.
What better than have a king of a ring be a ruler? No, they're going to go with the guy who says fucking yeet. Or he doesn't even say yeet now. He says something else. Or does he still yeet?
I think he's still, I don't even know.
I think he still yeets.
I don't even know.
I don't even watch
Pretty sure he still
WWE that
yeets.
much, to be honest.
I mean,
it
you have
sucks.
that.
Like,
You also have one of your champions, Liv Morgan's now, and it's going to be the queen and the champion, I guess.
yeah, it seems like she's truck into that to wrestle Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam because we've never seen that before.
I think he's going to find the titles.
Why not?
They've got, I say this all the time when it comes up, they've got like a super talented roster. They just, for whatever reason, do not want to do anything interested with them. Why are we, like we were talking earlier, Cody Rhodes needs to be heel. If you no longer had a bloodline and instead it was heel Cody Rhodes with a faction of people around him, basically going to the Roman Reigns playbook because his title's in jeopardy, this show is a million times more interesting because it's not the same shit we've been watching for 6 years. Just it's Groundhog Day at this point. It's the same thing every time.
It's 100%.
And there's so many brainwashed people like, this is the greatest thing ever. Can you believe that the Bloodline's back? They're the greatest faction it's ever been. It's like,
no,
settle down, 17-year-old boy. Let me tell you a little story about this thing called the New World Order or Degeneration X.
Again, both things that they ran out of ideas are like, let's just go back to that. Let's keep it running. Let's beat this dead horse until it is gone.
No, you're not wrong on both of those fronts. Okay. But my God, I mean, you bring back Roman, you have this whole big thing, and then immediately you go back into full bloodline mode. I mean, you had
WWE rules.
Oh. Yes, Clint knows. Yeah, Clint of all people would know. I mean, and you had like all these modicums of like really cool things, like when they did the whole thing with. I know that Seth Rollins got injured almost immediately after they formed the whole like thing with the turn with. But that was such a good thing, and then they immediately just kind of kick Seth out of it. It's just like, what are we doing? You have, it's like Penta's kind of there, but I forget he's even there at times, and he's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, right? Or of the last decade, I'd say, not all time, yeah, maybe all time. We'll talk more about that later.
4 letters, 1 word. Yeet.
Even the Chad Gable stuff. Like goes to AAA, does the El Grande, like becomes a star.
Best match of the year that anybody in WWE's had.
Oh, by
and he comes back. Like your audience understands what he just did in Mexico. He's going to get cheered coming out because he's a phenomenal worker, told a great story. Everyone loves him. You do not need to make him now the defender of lucha on your product because he lost that mass versus mass match. Like
he has to grovel at the teeth of Rey Mysterio, and that's what he's doing.
Just like literally have him show up, just cut a promo saying like, you know what? I here's what I learned in Mexico and all that. But I also found myself, and now I'm going for the title, and everyone's going to cheer for Chad Gable. Put him in a title picture because he's fucking phenomenal. But
Chad
no,
Gable's never going to win a title in WWE.
He is now the protector of the masks. Hey, he might win a title in WWE. They could bring the 24/7 championship back at any time.
Oh, Jesus.
Cruiserweight.
Oh, my God. We've gone past Fantasy Booking Island to
205 Live going back, boys.
It's 205 Live. Yeah. On that note, you know, even your light is saying, "Fuck that, let's get out of here." Yeah. All right. Well, that's enough shitting on WWE for the night. I think they're trucking along. SummerSlam's not too far out. We'll talk more about that coming. We got real good pay-per-view coming in 10 days. So next week, go home for Forbidden Door. We'll talk more about that. We should have the card mostly finalized. And whatever things are going on. Remember, we're not far out for some of these releases potentially showing up. You know, there's rumor we might get some returns at Forbidden Door. Maybe Jay White, you know, coming back. The Guns are they're gonna pop in sometime here. I'm gonna be so excited for the Guns. New Day.
Okay, really quick.
Okay,
really quick, because I've got Tony. If you're watching, here's your idea. Here's how we fix the Forbidden Door and actually use the Forbidden Door. We've got nothing for the Bucks to do. Have them walk out and say, you know what, this is what the Forbidden Door is supposed to be about. Anything can happen. Anyone can show up. We want a match. Give us a tag team right now. And the fucking Motor City Machine Guns come out.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see what happens. Jamie's apparently in hell now, so that's our cue to go.
It's got to be Kane.
Dumb energy.
All right. Go to our show sponsor, non-paid show sponsor, W.GG. Use the code SPOTFEST. Get yourself 10% off. We'll be back next week. Same back time, same back channel. If this is your first time visiting, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you guys giving us some of your time. Hit that subscribe. Hit the follow. Give us a heart. Give us a big thumbs up. It helps out quite a bit. Follow us on them internets at Total Spotfest. Jimmy, take us home, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not down Total Spotfest, I got 2 words for you. Chubby bunny.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Peace.
Later.